Kobe Bryant against Christie. Kobe Bryant on the move against Christie. In for the right, flips his shot up, no good. O'Neal lays it up, missed it. Ball tipped out to Horry, a straight on three. Good! The Lakers have won!
As an NBA fan, have you ever wondered how one moment, one shot, could have completely changed the course of history? Imagine scrolling through your social media feed and stumbling upon the headline, "The shot that never was, how a missed three-pointer could have altered the NBA forever." Let's dive into the ultimate what-if scenario that could have flipped the NBA script. What if Robert Horry missed that iconic three-pointer in Game 4 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals? The 2002 Western Conference Finals between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Sacramento Kings was a series for the ages. It featured intense competition, high stakes, and some of the most controversial officiating decisions in NBA history. But it was Robert Horry's clutch three-pointer in Game 4 that truly defined the series. With seconds remaining, Horry's shot tied the series at 2-2, giving the Lakers new life and eventually leading to their third consecutive NBA championship. But what if Horry had missed that shot? What if the Kings had taken a 3-1 lead in the series and gone on to win? The implications are staggering. If the Lakers had lost Game 4 and the Kings had advanced to the NBA Finals, the legacy of Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant would be vastly different. At that point, the duo had already won 2 championships together. But a failure in the 2002 playoffs could have disrupted their quest for a three-peat. Without the 2002 championship, the dynamic between Shaq and Kobe might have deteriorated even faster than it did. Their relationship was already strained, and another playoff failure could have intensified their personal and professional conflicts. It's possible that the Lakers' front office, faced with mounting tension and another season without a title, might have decided to trade one of the superstars earlier than they did. In this alternate reality, Shaq might have been traded sooner, possibly to a different team than the Miami Heat, and Kobe might have had to prove himself as the lone star in Los Angeles earlier in his career. The narrative surrounding both players' careers would be drastically altered. Shaq's legacy as a dominant big man who needed Kobe to win could have been questioned, and Kobe's journey to solidify himself as an all-time great might have taken a different path. On the flip side, the Sacramento Kings would have cemented their place in NBA history. Led by Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, and Vlade Divac, the Kings were one of the most entertaining and talented teams of the early 2000s. A victory over the Lakers in the 2002 Western Conference Finals would have given them the confidence and momentum to potentially win the NBA championship. If the Kings had won the 2002 title, it could have changed the trajectory of the franchise. Webber's legacy would be significantly bolstered, and the Kings might have been able to attract more talent in subsequent years, maintaining their status as a powerhouse in the Western Conference. The what-if scenario of the Kings winning it all in 2002 also raises the question of how the NBA landscape would have shifted in terms of team dynamics and rivalries. Phil Jackson, the legendary coach of the Lakers, would also have felt the repercussions of a Game 4 loss. Known for his ability to manage egos and guide teams to championships, Jackson's legacy is largely built on his success with the Bulls and the Lakers. An early exit in 2002 could have put more pressure on him and the Lakers management to make drastic changes to the roster. Jackson's coaching career might have taken a different turn. Perhaps he would have sought a new challenge sooner, possibly leaving the Lakers earlier and pursuing another coaching opportunity. This move could have led to a different distribution of championships and altered the competitive balance of the NBA in the 2000s. The ripple effects of a Lakers loss in Game 4 would extend beyond just the Lakers and Kings. The Western Conference, already a brutal battleground, would have seen a shift in power dynamics. Teams like the San Antonio Spurs, Dallas Mavericks, and even the Phoenix Suns might have benefited from the Lakers' fall from grace. The Spurs, in particular, could have capitalized on the Lakers' weakened state. With Tim Duncan leading the way, the Spurs were already a formidable team, and a less dominant Lakers team could have allowed San Antonio to rack up more championships in the early 2000s. This shift could have cemented Duncan's legacy even further, possibly elevating him in the conversation of the greatest players of all time. Player movements and trades are often influenced by team success and failures. If the Lakers had lost in 2002, the decisions made by other star players could have been different. For instance, the free agency landscape might have shifted, with players choosing to join teams that were perceived as closer to winning a championship. Shaq's eventual departure from the Lakers could have happened under different circumstances. and he might have joined a team that altered the NBA's power structure. Similarly, other teams, sensing the vulnerability of the Lakers, might have made more aggressive moves to bolster their rosters and take advantage of the opportunity to dethrone a weakened dynasty. Robert Horry's reputation as Big Shot Rob is built on moments like his Game 4 heroics. If he had missed that shot, the narrative around clutch performances in NBA history would be different. Horry might not have been seen as the same caliber of clutch performer, and the mythology around certain players and moments would be altered. Clutch moments define careers and legacies in the NBA. The missed shot would have not only affected Horry's legacy, but also the way future generations view and analyze clutch performances. It would serve as a reminder of how one shot can change the course of history, for better or worse. A Lakers loss in Game 4 could have had a profound psychological impact on the team and its players. Confidence and momentum are crucial in the playoffs, and falling behind 3-1 could have shattered the Lakers' confidence. The pressure of being defending champions and facing elimination might have led to mistakes and poor performances in subsequent games. On the other hand, the Kings, with a 3-1 lead, would have gained immense confidence. They would have felt the momentum shift in their favor, potentially playing with a sense of freedom and fearlessness that often leads to great performances. The psychological aspect of the game is often overlooked, but it's a critical component of how teams perform under pressure. The what-if scenarios in NBA history are fascinating because they highlight the unpredictable nature of sports. One shot, one game, one moment can change everything. If the Lakers had lost Game 4 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals, the NBA landscape would be vastly different. Shaq and Kobe's legacies, the Kings' place in history, Phil Jackson's career trajectory, and the power dynamics of the league would all be altered. As an NBA fan, it's both thrilling and humbling to consider these alternate realities. They remind us of the delicate balance between success and failure, and how the course of history can hinge on a single moment. While we'll never know for sure how things would have turned out, exploring these what-if scenarios allows us to appreciate the drama, tension, and excitement that make the NBA so captivating. The beauty of the NBA lies in its unpredictability, and it's the what-if moments that keep us fans endlessly fascinated. Whether it's a missed shot, a controversial call, or a pivotal injury, these moments shape the history of the league in ways we can only imagine. So, as we reflect on the past and speculate about the future, let's embrace the uncertainty and cherish the moments that define the game we love.
Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the GOAT, was fresh off his fourth ring in 1996. The '96 Chicago Bulls were an all-time great squad, but on a December night, they faced a team that would soon define the future of the NBA. The young, hungry Lakers, led by newcomers Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant. Shaq and Kobe, who were both newly acquired via free agency and the draft, were eager to prove their worth. But this was still Jordan's era, and MJ, with his unparalleled ego, wasn't about to let any contenders walk over him. The Lakers' swagger and attitude meant nothing to Jordan, who saw them as mere pretenders to his throne. People often debate who the greatest player of all time is, but it's a complex and nuanced discussion. It should be about the greatest team. And on December 17th, 1996, it wasn't just any game. It was a clash between two NBA generations, vying for dominance in the best basketball league in the world. The outcome of this battle would symbolize the future of basketball. Kobe Bryant, just 18, absolutely idolized Jordan, but wanted to challenge his idol and establish his own legacy. Alongside him was Shaq, the superstar who had joined the Lakers to turn them into contenders again. But it wouldn't be easy. In 1996, the Jordan era was at its zenith. MJ, a four-time regular season MVP, four-time NBA champion, and four-time Finals MVP, had returned to the court after a brief retirement, only adding to his legendary status. The showdown on December 17, 1996 was more than a game. It was a duel between two eras. The Bulls, with a record of 21-3, were in top four, but faced a challenge without their starting center, Luke Longley, who was injured. This put extra pressure on Bill Wennington, the backup center. The Lakers, with an 18-8 record, aimed to capitalize on their strength in the paint with Shaq. As the game began at the United Center, the Bulls had a clear strategy. Get the ball to Jordan in the low post whenever possible. Phil Jackson's plan quickly showcased why Jordan was unstoppable. Not even Shaq's help-side defense could prevent MJ from making tough shots. The TV crew was so impressed they couldn't help but replay the highlights in detail. Shaq, on the other hand, was proving why many already considered him the best center in the NBA. His physical dominance was so overwhelming that even a triple team couldn't stop him. Throughout the first quarter, Shaq used his size and strength to score easily, leaving the Bulls with no choice but to send him to the free throw line. Naturally, this didn't stop Jordan from doing his job on offense. Take this play, where he again shows his versatility from the low post, converting an elite fadeaway jumper. When Jordan got the ball in transition, he aimed to attack the rim aggressively, drawing fouls like this one, which translated into easy points from the line. Always making the best possible decision, like in this play, in which he finds Scottie Pippen on the left wing, and Pippen knocks down a three-pointer. During the first quarter, numerous examples showcased the intensity of the Lakers' defense against MJ. Keep in mind, Los Angeles had the 8th best defense in the NBA during the regular season in defensive rating. They had players like Eddie Jones, ready to do whatever it took to stop the GOAT. The basic truth was that the Lakers had prepared better for the game. They dominated the paint all game long, thanks in part to Shaq's stellar play, and the Bulls couldn't find easy looks on offense. The first quarter score, with the Lakers leading 36-22, clearly showcased this. Not only did Shaq have a great first quarter, but Nick Van Exel also started hot. Meanwhile, rookie Kobe Bryant was patiently waiting for his chance off the bench. That's precisely when Jordan started the second quarter, taking a break, but he'd be back in just a few minutes. Although the Bulls were way behind, the difference did not increase while number 23 was on the bench, thanks to great plays like this incredible Tony Kukoc half-tip, half-pass. Curiously, when Jordan came back in, Kobe entered at the same time. The Mamba had the task of stopping the 8-time NBA scoring leader during his minutes on the court. Of course, on offense, Kobe didn't need many instructions. On the first ball he touched, Bryant shot a three-pointer from the right wing and knocked it down. Then it was Michael's turn. He got an isolation play from the right corner in front of Kobe himself. After a nice move, he got to the paint and finished with a dunk. Knowing Bryant, it wasn't going to end that way. A few minutes later, Kobe got an easy layup in the paint after a great pass from Corey Blund. But it was at this moment that Jordan decided to take over the game entirely. First, with a mid-range shot after receiving a screen where Kobe sank in too much. Same distance for his next basket, after which an offensive rebound from Dennis Rodman found the GOAT score again from the mid-range. Even when he missed, Mike was dangerous. After demonstrating his footwork by fooling his defender, he missed the shot but grabbed the rebound for an easy putback. Always carrying that tenacity, he attacked the rim frequently, drawing fouls to continue scoring points from the free throw line. And once again, he attacked Byron Scott from the low post, knocking down a fadeaway jumper with ease. Just in case it wasn't clear to the Lakers, Jordan scored again with the same move. Despite the deficit on the scoreboard, Jordan was doing everything he could to keep the Chicago Bulls afloat. The Lakers' defense was so good that Jordan had to look for second chance points, like this offensive rebound after a Scottie Pippen miss that he again turned into a basket. He was turning garbage into gold, people. And he was pretty active on defense too, making good decisions like this double team that caused a turnover from Eldon Campbell. Of course, being aware of mismatches, if a big man was guarding Jordan on the perimeter, Mike was going to make him pay. Like in this play, where he gets the basket before the refs call a foul. But here's the kicker. Despite Jordan's absolute clinic in the second quarter, the Bulls were still down by 15. Mike had 20 points at halftime, carrying the whole team on his back. But Shaq's 23 points and 6 rebounds by the end of the first half had propelled the Lakers even higher. Kobe had a solid showing in his few minutes on the court, as the Lakers' offense was clearly outplaying the defending champions' defense as the third quarter began. Meanwhile, Jordan started to struggle against the defense. The same shots that were money in the first half just weren't falling anymore. The night was getting complicated for him, as neither his mid-range shots nor his paint attempts were hitting the mark. He even missed a layup that he would usually make with his eyes closed. Meanwhile, Shaq was having no such issues, scoring over double teams as if they were invisible. The Lakers were really threatening to break the game wide open. Jordan sought help from his own team, making plays such as this nice pass to Scottie Pippen in the corner, but Pippen missed. However, Pippen's three-point shooting that night was mostly on point, providing crucial support. Even with Shaq patrolling the paint, Jordan remained aggressive, drawing fouls in the low post during the third quarter. He couldn't catch a break though, with refs calling him for traveling, though, to be fair, he did travel a few times. Still, he managed to knock down some baskets from close range, his most reliable shot that game. Jordan also stayed active on defense, making amazing plays like this block on Eddie Jones. With nobody else really stepping up besides MJ, Pippen decided to start creating his own shots, with pretty good success. Phil Jackson gave Jordan a breather during the last moments of the third quarter. By this point, the Lakers were leading 101-83. The United Center was silent, as fans were disheartened by the Bulls' disappointing performance. MJ, Pippen, and Tony Kukoc were pulling their weight, but it wasn't enough against a team as talented as the Lakers. As the final quarter began, Jordan continued to create points out of nothing, drawing fouls and turning them into free throws. Kobe saw some court time in the fourth quarter, but Del Harris soon sent the 18-year-old rookie back to the bench. Meanwhile, Jordan kept playmaking, finding open teammates who sometimes converted and sometimes didn't. When Kukoc got the ball in the second half, he could easily score, since the Lakers were still guarding Jordan intensely, picking up unnecessary fouls. Jordan was dominating the game without scoring much, in a way reminiscent of watching Jimmy Butler dominate with intangibles and basketball IQ. As the fans noticed, Kukoc, Jordan, and Pippen started getting the Bulls back into the game. The atmosphere heated up, and the team became aggressive on every play, energizing both players and fans. Jordan almost got a crucial steal, but was called for a controversial foul. After drawing another foul and making one of two free throws, Tony Kukoc hit an extremely clutch three-pointer with less than a minute left, tying the game at 116 and sending it into overtime. The Bulls tightened up on defense, winning the fourth quarter 33-15. In overtime, Jordan displayed elite IQ, faking a double team on Shaq and forcing him into a mistake. Meanwhile, Kukoc was on fire, scoring consistently from long range. When the Lakers realized the game was slipping away, a brawl nearly broke out between Shaq and Dennis Rodman. Thankfully, they didn't get enough time to turn it into a full-blown fight. Jordan sealed the game by drawing a foul and knocking down two free throws. The Bulls completed a remarkable comeback from a 22-point deficit, pulling off a huge upset against a team that would go down to become a dynasty a few years later. On that day, Michael Jordan proved that it was still his era. If the Lakers had won that game, it might have changed their confidence for the entire season. How could a regular season game matter so much? Well, beating those Bulls was like beating KD's Warriors. They were the best team in basketball history and had the greatest player of all time. If the Lakers had won, the story would have been different. But they didn't. The Jordan era extended for 2 more seasons, with championships in '97 and '98, before his second retirement. During the '90s, Jordan let no one else shine. The Lakers and Kobe had to wait for his retirement to explode onto the scene. Kobe likely remembered every detail of that game even 20 years later. It served as a valuable learning experience for him. This extension of Jordan's dominance also bolstered his GOAT status. By that time, MJ had 4 rings, the same as LeBron today. While longevity belongs to LeBron, Jordan's prime factor is his strongest GOAT argument, thanks to those extra rings. This game hinted at what was to come in the NBA's next decade. Alright, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the next one.